Hello. Hello, it is now Thursday. You know what? I slept till almost 11 a.m. My phone was on silent, so there was a lot of dingings that could have happened and this and that, but it didn't happen because my phone was on silent. So I was like, yeah, it's nice to sleep in so late. Then I took a shower. You know, I'm just done taking a shower. Now it's like 11:34. So I really wasted all my morning sleeping, which tells you how I needed it, because I had to get, like I said, I wake up every morning at 5 a.m. to wake up James, and I can't just go to sleep. I have to literally make sure he gets out of bed, you know, and, God, here, and, yeah, make sure he gets out of bed. Then I pass out again sometime, and I've been watching my sugars. You know what's crazy? Okay, when I'm like, okay, while I was sleeping, it was actually almost down to low 200s. Like, it was almost gonna, maybe it would have hit the 100s, right? But it didn't. And then I noticed while I was up, my sugar was climbing, like literally climbing. And then even now, like when I woke up this last time, it went into the critical stage again, over 250, and I was like, shit, you know. So apparently being awake isn't good for your body. Jesus, is that crazy or what the hell, you know? But so yeah, so my sugar has never gone below the 200 at all, period. Right now it is in the 200 since I turned this damn thing on. Okay, I'm like, great. I'm gonna definitely start trying to fast at nighttime, maybe, like, I don't know, I cut my time and then just fast till the morning, sometime late in the morning if I can. I don't know, because I heard fasting does work. Like, I remember someone saying you could fast for 2 weeks and then your diabetes would be gone. But that's insane, because I'll never be able to accomplish more than one day if I'm lucky, like 12 hours, you know what I'm saying? I've never been able to do 24 hours. I think I've gotten close, but I don't think I've ever done it, you know? And then, like, they were trying to say 3-day fast, but you have to prep your body for a 3-day fast if you're not used to it, you know? So I guess like I said, I'm gonna try fasting 24 hours sometime. Like, maybe trying, the hard part is like wanting to fast for 24 hours once a week. You know, I'm like, how can I do that? How can I do that? So I don't know. Should I just start with once this month? Let's say we're almost in August. Like in August, one day that whole month fast, and then work on, you know, 2 days in September that I'm fasting during that month. You know, like, so it'll be like, you know, 2 weeks and 2 weeks kind of thing, and then up it like one a month. You know, so 3, and then 4, and then just try to get used to being at 4 times in a month. And when I am used to it and I can handle, and it doesn't bother me, try to go to 2 days, one of those days. And so I've done the 2 days fast, you know, and see how that goes, you know. But until I can handle it, and then go to the 3 days. So yeah, it might take a very long process if I do it at all, because you know me. But I wanted to tell you too, yesterday, oh my god, yeah, oh, this is a funny story, I forgot to say this. Okay, this was crazy. All right, it was almost midnight, okay, and like, I think I had 30 minutes till midnight. Oh, there's a message from Sarah, I'll have to read that too. And even Camille wrote me, okay, and Camille wrote me too, and I'd been thinking about her, and I was thinking, I'm so terrible, how am I going to talk to her ever again, because I haven't been, like I said, I tried to go to church, but twice, and I even told Sarah I was going to go, and then once I bailed on her, and then the second time I didn't even tell her I wasn't coming, I just didn't go, you know. I think by then she probably thought, you know, whatever, but, and I feel bad, because I realized maybe I don't really want to go to church right now, because why would I not go? I could have made it the second time for sure, but I just was like, forget it. Oh my god, I know. But anyway, because once it dries, it'll look a lot better, then you know, that's what I learned. So I'm just gonna cover it again, like a nun or something, I don't know. But anyway, Jesus, that looks funky too. Anyway, yeah, back to what I was saying, my story. Okay, it was 11:30. Okay, because I actually was trying to go to Raising Cane's to eat, you know, and then I got there, and then I was like, I only need $6 to make 100. And yeah, I had 30 minutes, because I remember thinking I gotta get to Aiden, but then I was like, I could take one more order instead. So that's what I did. I was like, I'm only taking a $6 and up order, okay? Uber kept giving me $5 and less. They would not give me $6, okay? Then Grubhub came in with a oh my god, I want to say it was $22.80 or $21, no, $20.88. $20.88, probably 22 miles, okay? I know, a little over, I don't give a shit. It was worth it, right? You know, it might have been 21 miles and something, but let's say 22. Anyway, I was like, heck yeah, I'm taking this. So I did. And even though, okay, it was Burger King to Springdale. So the Burger King was actually on Pleasant Grove Road. And then, so I had to drive to Pleasant Grove Road, pick it up, which it was ready. And then I went and dropped it off. And I didn't get there till 12:07, let's say, and dropped it off. And then I was like looking at my thing, and I was like, why is this thing still saying $65? It should be updated, you know, because that would have gave me my $100 for the night, okay? And this is me starting at 4 p.m., taking an hour and a half at the gym, because I quit at 6:30 to drive to the gym. And I know I got there at 6:30ish because so I quit before 6:30 a little bit because I drove to the gym, and then I started early. Like, I started exercising before the time, and then I did the thing, and it pretty much was almost 8 o'clock. Like, literally, you know, we pretty much, me and that guy, he trained me on some he calls it resistance training with the machines, and oh my god, I used every single one of my muscles, like, which was good, you know. He said I'm going to be sore the next day probably, but it's kind of cool because I like learning the machines, so I can start doing them myself, because I want to get a routine down. Like, I kind of feel like, yeah, I could do this like every other day, maybe do these machines, the next day do like treadmill and the other other machines, you know what I mean, if I could get it down for every day. But I mean, I don't know if I'll go every day, because let's face it, I haven't been, because I've been just so busy, and I feel kind of guilty because I haven't been taking Raymond. I need to start, like, I was actually thinking I would take him today in the mornings, like make him go in the mornings, but I woke up too late, and I told him we'd watch a movie today, so I'm going to do that with him, you know. And I was also going to think about working today during some of the day, but that's not happening, obviously, because I woke up too late. Anyway, so yeah, but okay, back to back to the Grubhub thing. I was like, why the hell is this thing hasn't updated? It says 65 still. It's supposed to say, 70, 80, 85, something. Like, you know, because with the Uber, I would have had way over $100. But because I need 66, I need $6 to make 100 with Uber and Grubhub that night. Oh my God. So anyway, then I look, and that was Thursday. It was Wednesday. And I was like, wait, this says Thursday. There's a Thursday one. Because it was after midnight, it counted as Thursday. So I was like, shit, does that mean I didn't make my goal? I didn't make my goal by $6. So actually, I'm thinking tonight, my money thing needs to add up to $106. So that $6 can count as last night. And I got to check see what I've been doing, like what I've been earning every night. Because there's definitely been nights I have not earned $100. But like I said, this week has been kind of slow, and I'm assuming it's because people's paychecks are not this week. Like, there's people who get paid weekly, so yeah, they're probably ones, no problem. But the bi-weekly people, it's usually next week. Like, Walmart's next week, Aiden's next week, you know what I mean? That's the week that, by the double people usually get paid is that week. And that could be why we're not as busy this week, I don't know. But I'm not going to worry about it too much. But yeah, I just thought, like, so I feel like, I know I can't just do this job only, but I'm just like, part of me's like, you know what, I wish I really could. Could I do this? Could I say, fuck having a job, try to do my best on this one, work a little harder, get where I can earn a decent amount every week, and then start saving once I get caught up. And like I said, I guess my first plan needs to be to get, what did Dave Ramsey call it? Where you got your 4 walls covered and your current. I need to get current on everything, and then I need to start to stash some money, because now I have to have medical freaking bills, and then I have to have that 1 month ahead thing going on too, so that I can start feeling a little bit of a cushion, so I'm not suffering so much. And like I said, my life's been so crazy in turmoil. Like, this is a crazy part. That's what I'm saying. Like, which my husband made another $600, he said. So he has that for himself. So to make up for the $300 that I had to take, he said I don't have to pay him back. And, which I haven't even paid him back for the car stuff yet, which is like the brakes and those little, which, I mean, the little bolt stuff probably is not, he said it was nothing really. Like, let's say it's $5 for the bolt stuff that he had to have to put the AC, whatever the hell thing back together, Like, and then I can't remember if there was something else he bought. It wasn't brakes. What did I say? No, maybe, yeah. I'm gonna look it up and see what I actually have, because I have yes, I do. I think it was brakes. Remember, didn't he change my brakes? because they did need it. So I have the paperwork. It's the brakes I have to pay for, which weren't that expensive. The bolts. God dang, what was the last thing he did to my car? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if there's a belt in there or not, because I think there would have been a belt, but he never gave me the receipt for the belt, so I need to find out about that. I cannot honestly remember what the hell I owe him for the car that I still have to pay on. I was like, which I will do soon. Like I said, it's on my list. Everything's on my list of what I have, to worry about. But, yeah. Anyway, where was I going with this? I was going with the fact that, like I said, I had already decided because of YouTube, don't be stupid. Just make the marriage work. You don't want to be alone. You're pretty much, what are you going to do by yourself, right? I'm like, you can make this work, right? And then, like, the next day, and this is what literally happens when I try. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to be okay. He acts in a way that really hurts my feelings. And I'm crying and bawling and going, what the hell was I thinking? Every time I think I can do this, I find out I can't do this. Yeah, I would have to say that was like Tuesday morning, when I'd already decided on Monday that I was going to try and make this work. Really work, like, I can do this. Because if you want, when YouTube says you're too old to try and start over, you'd be stupid. You'd be throwing away what? Somebody who's, if he doesn't, which I said, I do feel like he hasn't cheated on me or anything like that. That hasn't cheated, that probably, says he loves you, so maybe he does, right? I'm like, which, like I said, sometimes I feel like I just don't know. Sometimes I feel like he hates me, and he does, like I said, like he'd rather just see me, he doesn't mind me around because I'm gone all the time, like, that's why it's like nighttimes work perfect, because he doesn't have to see me, so there's no fighting, there's no complaining, there's nothing, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, part of me is like, well, you know what, I want to be free, because I don't want to, like, if I do want to have a fling, I guess I can have one, and it wouldn't be cheating. So there's that, I think that's why I'm like, part of me is like, well, then you wouldn't, you know what I mean? I don't know, because I said, relationships suck, and yeah, I know that I'm old, and so I shouldn't even worry about them. I shouldn't even care, right? I shouldn't even give a shit. And yeah, shouldn't give a shit. How hard could it be to be by yourself at this age? I don't know. Like I said, people, I guess we feel like we need somebody, right? It's nice to lay next to somebody. What am I gonna do? Pay someone to sleep with me? I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, it's nice to have somebody there at night, so you don't have to worry about somebody breaking in. Like, I don't have that fear tendency either, that I might have, and I have felt when I lived in Gentry and my dad wasn't around and he was staying with me and my daughter, I remember being scared at nighttime. I actually do remember that. Like, I don't know, it's just scary. And when my husband went to jail, like, I was scared too at nighttime. It was so crazy. I don't know why. It's just, so that feeling of having somebody there present is kind of nice. Okay, there's quite a few reasons, like, whatever, but yeah. Then I was, like I said, Tuesday morning, he made me feel like crap. Like, I can't believe I think this really works. So of course I'm praying and crying and saying, what the hell, God? What am I supposed to do? Every time I'm like, what do you want from me? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know. And then I guess would it have been Tuesday that the doctor told me that I have to freaking go on this stuff, and Wednesday, which was yesterday? Yeah, I got this lever thing yesterday, didn't I? Didn't I say I got it Wednesday, and he paid for it, and then I felt like, well, he loves me because he gave me $300 to pay for my medicine, which he didn't have this thing and he didn't have to do, right? That's a lot of money, especially for him not knowing what he's going to get, and he'd already given me $500 for the bills, yeah. But, I don't know. Yeah, so we'll just see, because like I said, I just don't know. But I still have that discussion about our bills, kind of like, this is what it looks like. This is why we're not making it. We don't make enough money. I mean, if I work and make $100 a night, and I know, like I said, there's nights I make way more than $100. Way the fucking more than $100. And then if I, And then I'm like I said, I'm gonna add one complete day, like Saturdays are 100, trying to make a $200 day. It didn't, hit or miss, but there's like, remember that one time I almost made $300 in that day. So like I said, the goal would be nice to make way hell more than 200 on those days, but whatever. And then I got to figure out which other day I can use for a whole day work day too. Like I'm working all day, figure it out, or at least pick up an Amazon order in the mornings. Like, so if I do an Amazon and work nighttime. Nighttime, then I'll make plenty of money. But this is what I'm saying. It is sad to think that if you work every day in a month and you make $100, and let's say that's 30 days, because that's the minimum you can make. That's $3,000. $3,000 is not enough to make it in a goddamn fucking month with our bills. Yeah. I have a problem. I've got to figure it out, because that's insane. And I am tired of giving my creditors money and being poor. So, like I said, remember how I was thinking about, I need to cut these fuckers up and literally stop using them and be done with them, and maybe keep only one card, which, like I said, I want to be my Navy Federal card, because that has the lowest interest. Okay, when every other card is charging me over 20%, almost 30% fucking interest, that one is charging me like 17%. And remember when I was having trouble, and they stopped where I couldn't use it for a whole year, and they gave me 3% interest the whole damn year, okay? None of the cards have done that to help me out, okay? None. That card is hella nice. So that card is going to get paid every month, no matter what. And I don't know, I might screw the others and then just start getting a payment plan with them. Like, okay, I will pay you this until it's completely paid over. And then so that, how they close your account, and then, so there you go. They've closed my account. They've said, we're not giving you any more money, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I hate doing that, because I kind of feel, like I said, I've gotten in a different spot where I don't want to be like those people who's just, has bad credit. And they're like, oh, but maybe I ought to, just for now, like, until I get my cards paid off. Because once you pay off a card, or they see that you're making those payments anyway, it helps your credit. Like, my credit's definitely been a lot better, even with those ones that were there. Like, I had one I had to pay until it was gone, and like I said, then the account was closed. I didn't have to worry about it anymore. I'm just kind of scared. Like I said, I kind of don't want to do that. So part of me is fighting that. That's why I've been paying these fuckers every month. Late fee, no late fee, doesn't matter. Because I just, I don't want to close my account like that. I don't want to have that credit like that. But it's out of the bankruptcy thing too, right? But like I said, I don't want to go bankrupt. So I think I might try that. I might not pay one card for 3 months and see what they do. You're like, oh, let's make a plan. We'll do it. And like I said, usually some of the cards put the interest in there so that it's for the whole 3 years. Let's say you pay this much for the whole 3 years and you're done. But then some people add, like the last card I had, they were like, we're going to add interest anyway. It's going to be like 8% a month or something. And, so while you're paying it down, you're still going to get interest, whether you like it or not, but till it's gone, But that interest, 8%, is a hell better than 30%, don't you think? Don't you think it's a little better than 30%? So that's what I'm thinking. I know this is a long video, and I knew it's straight crazy, right? But yeah, so I don't know. So I'm back in the limbo section of what I'm doing, but like I said, I think right now I'm still trying to figure, like I said, YouTube's right. I just need to try and make this work, And like I said, I'm still working on myself. I'm still gonna do that, and I'm still gonna I'm still gonna try to be myself and find myself and find what I like to do and live the life that I want to live, But anyway, I guess I'm quitting here. I'll talk to you later. Oh, did you see my Libra thing? See, there it is. I know, I'm like, oh, it's on. I love it. I really like this thing. It costed a fortune, but I like it. Bye.